Making Money Fast with Grace Sandals. We went through part one of how to make money fast, driving with Uber. Here's the second one. To make money fast. Way number two, sell your clothes. That's right, sell your clothes. There are some secondhand clothing stores that pay cash for gently used clothes. For example, we have stores such as Plato's Closet and Buffalo Exchange. So check online to see if you have either one of those stores in your area. And usually, brand names get the most cash. So if you have a lot of brand name clothing that you want to sell, you'll get the most cash for those. Also, you can use an app such as Let Go. I know you've seen that commercial where people hold on to things forever and their friends are like, dude, you need to let that go. No, I don't want to. Here, I'm going to put it on Let Go. And as soon as they click sell, someone comes up and says, you know what, I'll buy that. I'll take that off your hands. It's just that simple. You upload a photo of your clothing item or possession and market it to local buyers. Then you meet up and exchange your items for cash. That's how Let Go works. And other apps such as Let Go. There's things like Craigslist, eBay, all those types of things that will allow you to sell your clothes for the price that you would like. Listen, everyone has clothes in their closet that they're not wearing anymore, hoping that they can either get back into them or they just have so many memories for that clothing item. Just go ahead, let it go. You need the money, so go ahead, let the clothing items go. Go and sell your clothing items. Anything that you can think of, gently used clothes, gently used shoes that maybe you won once or twice, and you say, you know what, I really don't wear these anymore, so let me go ahead and get some cash for these things. A lot of times, everything that's in your closet, you know you're not gonna wear anymore. So go ahead, make the most out of it, get some money, make money fast, sell your clothes. See you at the top, not from the top.
Without further ado, I introduce to you Miss Grace Sandals.
Thank you, Tempest, for that introduction. Didn't know it was all that. All right now. I feel good about myself now. No, seriously, thank you all. Thank you to Antonio and to Tempest for giving me this opportunity to speak to you all on this day. And if anyone knows me, you know that I don't like to beat around the bush, so we're going to get started. Today's topic is don't reverse the journey. How many of us know someone who has or who had gotten out of a bad relationship only to go right back in it? Or how many of us know someone who had an addiction, whether it be drugs, alcohol, depression, anger? They recovered from it, then they fell back into the addiction. Well, ladies and gentlemen, whenever you've succeeded at something, you cannot have continued success by reversing the journey. If you go back, that means you know when people say you take one step forward and two steps back, well, you're reversing the journey, and you can't have continued success if you do that. Now, the main reason for reversing the journey is fear of the unknown. Yeah, that word fear, and we've heard a lot of times that fear is not real. They have an acronym for false evidence appearing real, and which it is, because the fear that you have is only in your mind and it's not out in your reality. So when you've made a decision to go after your dream, there are obstacles or challenges that you will face. And as soon as we hit that first bump and we didn't like the way it felt, we decide we don't want to go after the dream anymore. That hurt. I don't want to do that. Your brain is designed to keep you alive. And so it's, if you doing too much and we don't like the way it feels, no, I don't think I want to do that no more. That's reversing the journey. You can't succeed in your dreams by doing that. An example is when someone gets out of a relationship that didn't serve them, but the other person did everything. Let's say I was in a relationship with somebody and I got out of it because I felt like the relationship was not worthy of me. But he paid all the bills. He ran everything in the house and he knew what to do. A lot of times that happens. So what will I do? I'm gonna go back because I don't know what I'm doing because I'm on my own, but he did everything. So that's fear of the unknown. So no, I don't want to do that. There is a book out there entitled The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkinson. Make sure you can see that. The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkinson. And it talks about a gentleman named Ordinary, who is a nobody that lives in the land of familiar. That sounds, I'm pretty sure you can relate to this stuff. Ordinary lives in the land of familiar. He is a nobody, and he lives here. But one day, while he's asleep, something happens. He has this dream, and when he wakes up, he feels the dream so strong in his chest. And then when he wakes up and looks at his windowsill, he sees that it's a feather there. And then so he the dream is so big inside of him that he can't contain it, and he gets so excited that he decided that he can be a somebody and go after his dream. And so, like anybody, he goes and tells his best friend, and he tells him, you know what, I got I received a dream from the dream giver last night, and I realized that I can be somebody and go after my dream because I got a burning desire to do this. And so I just want to read maybe 2 or 3 pages from this chapter. It won't be long because if you notice, the words are kind of big, and so the pages aren't it's not like a whole bunch of like 100 words on each page. So chapter 2 says, Ordinary leaves his comfort zone. The next morning, Ordinary woke up at the usual time, but instead of reporting to his usual job, he packed his suitcase with the usual stuff. Then he added his journal and a bottle of permanent ink. Just before he closed the latch, he carefully placed his long white feather inside. Soon, Ordinary was walking away from the comfortable center of familiar, where almost every nobody lived. He was heading toward the border, where almost no nobodies ever went. Ordinary had never dared to walk this way before, but like every nobody, he knew that the farther you walked from the center of familiar, the less familiar things became. He also knew that most nobodies who tried to leave the comfort zone of familiar became so uncomfortable they turned around and went home. Some were so glad to be back that they sat in their recliner for days, waiting for nothing to happen and sighing with relief. But Ordinary told himself he was different from most nobodies. He would pursue his dream no matter what. Brimming with anticipation, Ordinary whistled his new tune while he walked, and he dreamed about the great things he would accomplish. Life had never seemed so promising. Ordinary hadn't gone far. However, when he no longer felt like whistling, he couldn't say why, but he just wasn't in the mood anymore. Then, as he walked farther, he began to feel edgy. The scenery looked different. The leaves on the trees looked leafy in a different way. Now, when Ordinary thought about his dream, it looked different too. For the first time, he saw how pursuing it could cause him a lot of discomfort. He would have to do unfamiliar things in unfamiliar places, and he wouldn't have his box to watch. You know that box. You look at it almost every day for those of you who do watch the box. They call it television. Then he had an even more disturbing thought. To do what he most loved, he would have to do what he most dreaded. Ordinary's mood quickly went from edgy to anxious. His steps began to slow. He began to have big doubts about his big dream. What had he been thinking? He didn't have enough talent or skill to succeed at his dream. He was clearly unable to accomplish great things. What if he failed right in front of other nobodies? Worse, even if he could do the dream, he was clearly unworthy. Any nobody could see he didn't deserve to live his dream. He was just ordinary, after all. Maybe the dream giver had meant to give the dream to some other nobody more noble than him. By now, each step was harder to take than the last. His anxiety grew into fear. Then up ahead, he saw a sign. It read, leaving the comfort zone of familiar, entering borderland. Now, Ordinary felt sheer terror. Sweat poured off his forehead. He could hardly breathe. He could hardly think. Then, just as he came to the sign, Ordinary hit an invisible wall of fear. He stopped, unable to take one more step. He dropped his suitcase and sat on it. Should he turn around? Last part. He wondered. Or should he try to find a way to go on? Time passed. Then he heard these words. Why are you stopping? Ordinary recognized the dream giver. I think I want to go back home, he said weakly. I'm not the right nobody to go after such a big dream. Yes, you are, said the dream giver. I made you to do this. But I don't think I can do this, he said. Yes, you can, and I will be with you. I will help you. Doesn't that sound familiar? You got this big dream inside of you. And then all of a sudden, when things don't start looking familiar anymore, we get a little anxious. And then when things really start looking unfamiliar, we start getting a whole lot of scared. And then all of a sudden, because of the fear that sets in, that imaginary wall of fear that sets in that you see, you stop and you start to ask what if questions. I want to start a business. What if I don't make it? What if I fall flat on my face? I just retired and I have nothing back to fall back on. What if I go broke going after my dream? What if this relationship doesn't work out? The last one that I was in didn't. What if, what if, what if? And then on top of your what if questions, because fear and doubt are already creeping into your head by yourself, your friends and family may try to talk you out of going after your dream. Don't allow anyone to talk you out of pursuing your dream just because they were too afraid to pursue their own. Remember, you are not them. I'll say it again. Do not allow people or anyone to talk you out of pursuing your dream just because they were too afraid to pursue theirs. You are not them. Also in the book, The Dream Giver, of course, his best friend was like, man, you can't go after that. That's a pretty big dream. I don't think you can do it. Of course, his friend, felt like he shouldn't do it because, you're comfortable. But then he told one day he went to his parents' house and his mom went to the store, but his dad was there and the box wasn't working. So they were sitting there in silence. And so Ordinary Dream was taking over him so much that he decided to tell his dad. And he was saying, I don't know if I should pursue it. I have something inside of me that I really want to do. And I don't know if I should go after it or not. And Dad said, when you woke up from your dream, did you happen to see a feather on your windowsill? He said, how'd you know that? He said, because that same thing happened to me. But because I didn't pursue my dream, the white feather turned into dust. And his father told Ordinary, don't be like me. You've always had that dream inside of you ever since you were little. Don't you remember you used to be out back building it with sticks and mud? Go after your dream. So his dad was telling him not to be like him and to actually go for his dream. There's another book that I've read. You may have read it too, and it talks about this story about Moses and the Israelites. And the Israelites had been held in captivity for a number of years, hundreds of years. And they would cry out to their deity saying, please come and save us. We do not like where we are. Can you please come and save us? And finally, their deity heard them. Well, he'd been hearing them all along. But he finally sent someone named Moses. And Moses went And with the instructions of this deity, you call him the universe or God or the Lord or whatever your choice is. And finally, the people who held them in captivity, the Pharaoh said, "Hey, you know what? Grab your stuff, get out of here, go." So, oh, it was happy times. We grabbing things and we getting up out of here. As soon as they left, because they didn't know where they were going, but the universe or God was guiding them. But because they didn't know and they're going into a land of unfamiliar, they began to complain. Moses held it together and kept showing them time after time again who the dream giver was and who the one that was taking care of them and would lead them to the promised land was. But every time something bad went wrong, something went wrong that they weren't used to, they would tell Moses, "You know what? You brought us out here to die. We need to go back because at least there we had food to eat. At least there we had a place to lay our heads." Because they didn't know where their next meal was coming from, didn't know where they were going, didn't know where they're going to sleep, and they were afraid, they were willing to go back to the place that oppressed them. They were willing to go back to the place that they were held in captivity. And a lot of times, we have so much doubt and fear in us, we're willing to leave the unknown only to go back and be comfortable in our discomfort. We're willing to go back to the very thing that is unworthy of us. Going back to the very thing that doesn't serve us and is killing us. I'm telling you right now, if I were to go back to teach this coming school year, I wouldn't make it. Either I wouldn't make it or them kids wouldn't make it. I'm gonna just tell you right now. I told my principal, if I go back this coming year, you will give me a pink slip. And I was dead serious. Because I knew I was serious when I told the person who could fire me that I wasn't gonna make it. So I knew it was time, it was time to go. And something just came over me and said, you'll be all right. You'll make it. Your dream giver has brought you this far. Your dream giver not gonna leave you now. So anything you work to pursue, you will have challenges. It is what it is. You will have challenges. To give birth to you, your mother had to break skin and shed blood. Well, to give birth to your dream, it's gonna hurt. You're gonna have labor pains. It's just, that's what it is. That's what I've been told. Never been pregnant, not a mom, but I've heard stories that the pain is not great, okay? You will have labor pains in order to give birth. And just like your birth, when you made your arrival, your mother forgot all about the pain that she went through to get you here. And she fell in love with the miracle that was placed in her arms. The same will happen once you give birth to your dream. All the hell and high water that you're going to go through to get it, but when it comes and you succeeded, you're going to look back and say 3 words, 4 words. It was worth it. You don't see it now because you're still going through and you're still pursuing your dream. But Antonio has always told us, when you're going through and pursuing your dream, enjoy the journey. Don't reverse, but enjoy it. What if your mom decided she wasn't going to give birth to you because people told her how painful it was to go into labor? And she didn't want to go through all that discomfort. Man, I'm not trying to, no, this baby gonna stay in here. You wouldn't be here. You'd eventually die. The same will happen to your dream if you reverse the journey. You hit a bump in the road and you stop 3 feet from goal. You listen to others say, "Oh no, I tried that. That's not gonna work." And you listen to them and you stop, your dream will die. And because the universe likes speed, if you don't pursue your dream, the universe will give your dream to somebody else who is willing to go forward, keep running, keep moving, and they will succeed with your dream. And instead of saying, if you saying, I'm glad I did, you're going to be saying, I wish I had. Whatever your dream is, whether it's to start a business, write a book, be a successful spouse, be a successful parent, whatever your dream is, there will be obstacles. But you must stay on your path to success. If you reverse the journey, okay, listen, again, I don't have children. However, if you reverse the journey, you're teaching your kids that it's okay to go back and be a nobody in the land of familiar. If you go back and reverse the journey, you're also teaching them that when things get hard, to go ahead and give up. Kids don't do what you say, they do what you do. And for those of us who don't have kids, and you're saying, well, I don't have kids, I don't have that problem. Yes, you do. Because there is, I guarantee you, there is somebody who is watching you to see what you do. Because they look up to you, they may not have told you, but they're looking up to you to see what you do with your dream. And you're teaching them the same thing if you reverse the journey. Antonio, if you hear him speak, you will always hear him say he is willing to die for his dream. You must be too. You must be willing to die for your dreams. If you are not willing to die for what you say is your dream, it's merely a wish. Stop fronting. If you're not willing to go through, to go to, you're just wishing, you're just talking. If you reverse the journey, that means the tongue in your mouth doesn't match the tongue in your shoe because fear and doubt crept in and you decided, nah, I'm not going to take this journey. I'm not going to take this walk. Examples, you said you was going back to school, but you don't know how you're going to juggle school and a full-time job. That's where this what if come in. What if I can't pay for school? What if I don't have time for my classes? I got these kids over here. I got this job. I got this. I got a spouse and this and that. You said you were going to quit your job and start a business, but your job is all you know. All I know is teaching. That's all I knew for 11 years. However, I know that anything that I needed to know, I can learn if I'm willing to go and die for the dream that I said I wanted. What you need to succeed in life is already in you. So be willing to die for what you want. If you reverse the journey, you will go back and you will die in it. My name is Grace Yvonne Williams Sandals. I thank you for this time, and please do not reverse the journey.
Y'all don't know, but we have a group chat amongst our company, and every Tuesday I tell people don't drag us. And I told Grace don't drag us, but she kind of gave me a side eye, so I already knew she was gonna drag us. So Grace, you dragged me so hard that I had to pull over. I was in traffic. I got off of 45 because you dragged me just that hard. Baby, you were phenomenal. That story you read, oh my God, that was incredible. You killed this. Jesus Christ. If you are new to the call, we do a Q&A session. You don't have to ask a question. You can just make comments. You can just show Grace some love. But good God, you are more than welcome to unmute. I'm not going to say nothing else. Y'all have the floor. My God.
Grace Yvette Williams Sandals.
Brother.
Man. This, hands down, this is the best Let's Talk Tuesday ever. Like, hands down. This is the best Let's Talk Tuesday ever. Man, you killed this call. That story. Look, I need the link, the audio book. I need the regular version. I need the PDF file. Man, wow. Wow. When I heard your title, I was like, okay, Grace is gonna drag us, but you did more than dragging this time. Like you literally did a little bit more than dragging. You tore the church down, honey. You just tore the church down, honey, and you did an awesome job. I thank you for that. Oh man, wow, you checked me. Like I'm gonna say this one last time, and I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm sick of you checking me. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. You
Yes,
gonna stop checking me. I'm gonna start putting some proof in the pudding. You
sir.
gonna stop checking me.
Yes, sir.
But thank you, man. I really appreciate that, man. You did awesome. This was awesome call, and I'm sure everybody who's on this call gonna have something to say because everybody can relate to that story you read because we all have been Mr. Ordinary and living in the city of Seville.
Hmm.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Anyone else?
Hey, hi Grace.
Hey, Law.
Hey everybody, how's everyone doing?
Doing wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you for this. This is actually my first time being on this. I knew God got me off work just a little bit early today so I can make this call phenomenal. My one takeaway was be a nobody in the land of familiar. I just thought that was a really powerful quote. I'm actually gonna put that on my vision wall, as I call it. My question is, why do you think people are so comfortable in being in the land of familiar as opposed to stepping out of their comfort zone? And how did you come across that book? My two questions.
All right. First answer to your question, people will get comfortable with being in the land of familiar just because of what you said. They're comfortable. You know, I know what to do here. I
Right.
know how to handle this, even if it is discomfort. I know how to handle being in discomfort because I've been in it so long.
Wow.
And then this book, I've been in network marketing for I started network marketing in 2003, and one of my mentors suggested this book, and I've been having it that long. So when I decided to speak on this topic that Dr. Shannon R. Clark gave me so graciously, thank you.
All right.
This book came to mind. So
Awesome. Kind of felt like I was watching one of my lives. You was just hitting a lot of the points, and I was
yes,
like, yeah,
yes,
baby, yeah,
that's right. Releasing complacency is yes, that's it.
definitely up there. Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hey Grace,
Hey, friend.
how are you?
I'm wonderful, and you?
I was doing okay before I called in.
Okay.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just joking. You did a really great job. I enjoyed listening. I think what hit me the most was as I was listening to you, I was like, Law, I was like, what is it? What is it that makes us just want to stay comfortable, make us want to stay in the land of familiar and be a nobody there? And what came to mind was we are the creators of our comfort. And so we hold dear to our comfort because we created it. And it's easier to, I think, look back on the path you created than the one that you fear charting. And so we fear charting our future. Like, okay, I don't know how to take these steps, but I know how to take the steps to get back to where I came from. And you helped me to see that the comfort is not so much in where I was, but that I know well how to get back there. I can take good long strides. I can put my catwalk, model walk down that runway to get back to my past. But I have to have that same tenacity and that same vigor and that same confidence in walking to my future.
Yes.
you know, and I think sometimes that's where we lack, not because we don't have it in us, but because we don't have the discipline to chart it out.
Mm.
We just say what we want, but we don't go into it to create the path to get there. Like that's supposed to just miraculously come in like the yellow brick road. But no, we have to do the work to chart, just like we created the path to our past. We have to create the path to our future.
Mm.
And what struck that chord with me is when you talked about childbirth. Because when I was pregnant with my son, I wanted nothing more than to have a healthy baby. And so come hell or high water, I did whatever they told me I needed to do to ensure that that would happen, because I knew what the outcome would be. I knew I had a baby in me. I felt him kicking. I felt him moving. And I knew that I was his life source.
Mm.
We don't believe our dreams are real. And when you don't believe your dreams are real, you won't birth them.
Ooh.
Nobody births fake stuff. You can only birth what you believe to be real. And so I thank you for this call, because it just turned the light on for me. When you don't believe it's real, you ain't gonna birth it. And so if you have no harvest, if you have no fruit, it's because you've never been impregnated with it. You haven't planted it. And so I'm like, I'm alive. I'm about to go into the matrix. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to chew on this for the next few hours. I thank you so much. Nobody could have did this topic better than you. I'm so glad that you chose to go with it. I love you. I'm so proud of your growth. Keep charting the course for me, retiree, because I'm next.
That's it.
I love you. Thank you so much.
I love you too, friend. Thank you. Okay. Law, I'm glad she went into it deeper for you. Okay, Brian? Okay. Anyone else?
Well said. All right.
Anyone else?
Hello, business partner. What's up?
Business partner, what it do?
Man, that was amazing. Oh, I got slapped a couple of times, but I'm recovering,
That's it.
I just wanted to say your call was absolutely amazing. I love your growth. I'm loving watching you grow. You are absolutely awesome. And I am going to go put some ice on my cheek now.
All right. Thank you, Dee. Love you. All right. Anyone else? Questions, comments, concerns? All right. All right. Well, I know Tempest is driving. I didn't know if she had anything else to say. Tempest, did you have any more announcements?
My only announcement is to check us out for ATS week. Hold on, I think someone wants to say something, but they are muted. Okay. Michelle, if you're trying to say something, I've unmuted you. Can you say something?
Thank you. I was very frustrated being muted. All right, great. I'm still trying to pick myself up. I was fully dragged. And then on top of that, Shannon had a few good comments.
Okay.
So, yes, I just want to say I couldn't even take notes. I was so into what you were saying that I didn't want to miss anything, and I always take notes. So that just shows to me that you were phenomenal. I needed this. I definitely needed this today. I needed it at this moment. And that's all I got to say right now is just thank you. And I received it. And that's it. I'm picking myself up. Thank you so much, Grace. You did an awesome job. Your growth is phenomenal. Your growth is, oh my goodness. Keep growing. Keep doing what you're doing. And everyone, I'm watching you because you are awesome to watch and listen to. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michelle, aka Auntie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, Tempest, did you have something?
Okay, did anybody else have anything to say before we wrap it up?
So, Tempest, this is Carol. And can you hear
Hi.
me?
Yes.
Hi. So, this is the first time that I've sat in on a call. And I just have to say that I echo everything what everyone else has said. But specifically for me, at 40 years in one career and at 64 years old, it's the length of time that I've become familiar with the discomfort that causes me to stay in it because it's what I know. And while I know it's unhealthy for me, it is what is familiar. I know what to do. I know when to do it. I know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I stay in it. And I was actually challenged today around my employment. And I actually made a decision momentarily to look for another job because the amount of discomfort that's in the current one just started to be too much. And it was brought to my attention that that was not the solution. And my fear of not having the comfort of that paycheck that comes with such a cost caused me to think about seeking more discomfort because it's what I know. So my first time on the call, and the message is exactly what I needed. I need to move to a different level. I know that intellectually, but there is a shift that must occur inside of me to get me to really make the leap. So this is the beginning of that. And I will get the book because I love the message. And you brought the message so beautifully, so clear, so comprehensively that there was no stone left unturned. So I thank you for that, Grace.
Thank you so much, Ms. Carol. Thank you for your transparency. Okay, we needed to hear that because one time or another, we've all been through what it is that you're experiencing now. Just don't take steps back. Whatever you feel in your heart that you know that you want, must, or need to do, you go out and you pursue it, Ms. Carol. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Grace.
There's one more Miss Carol coming.
All right, Miss Carol.
Hi. I had the hardest time. I was on my phone and I kept saying, hello, hello. Finally, I got my computer out so I can do this. But I had to respond to you. You are a blessing. You are a blessing to this world. And I'm going to tell you that information that you just shared with us, every young person that's graduating from any high school or college should hear this. Definitely, that should be part of the graduation. That's how powerful that was. That story took you on a journey. It was like going and walking with the wizards, you know? And it hits home because all of us have done something stupid like that one time or another, thinking that that's the best thing for me to do right now. You know, it's too hard to go out there. It's too hard to do this. I can't do this right now. You know, it's always right now, right? The right now goes on for next year and another year and another year. And people don't see it. But I'm just saying this because it was powerful for me because it hit home. And I love the story. But if you could take it to another level and share that with the young people of this world, I think that will be even a bigger blessing. And I thank you so much for sharing it with me today. Thank you, Grace.
Thank you, Miss Carol and Jesus. If Antonio T. Smith just heard what you said, I don't know. But
Mhm.
I heard it, and I'm telling you.
oh, thanks, brother. Thank you so much. Tempest. All right. Okay, Tempest must be driving. All right. Well, if nothing else, thank you all again for joining us on this week's Let's Talk Tuesday. I appreciate.
Okay, I meant to say I heard my
Ah,
phone died, so I'm next to Deanna, and I'm
great.
on her phone. But
Oh Lord, oh Lord.
Thank you very much, Miss Carol, and good to finally see my friend, the other Carol, the first Carol I met, and my main man, Law, in the house. Go ahead, Grace.
All right. Well, again, thank you all for joining us on the Let's Talk Tuesdays. Join us next week where the incomparable Tempest S. Smith will be our trainer for the hour. Yes. Woo. Again, thank you. Just don't go back. Don't go back to the land of familiar, being a nobody. Listen to the dream giver, because the dream giver is actually inside of you and you have everything that you need in order to pursue your dream. Thanks for coming out. God bless and good night. Did you hear about ATS Week?
I did.
It's gonna be on
Is
the
it
stage.
for real?
It's gonna be on the stage.
Like 24/7?
24/7.
No way.
Yes.
No.
You know, like Shark Week is a big deal.
Oh, okay. I
Shark Week is a
get
big
it now.
deal.
It took me blonde hair.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
so,
okay.
So who is who? Who's it gonna be from ATS?
Woo. Well, okay, ATS, Antonio T. Smith Jr.
Okay.
You
He's
know.
gonna do 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Not just him, though.
Who?
Not just him. You got Tempest Smith. You got Deanna Mitchell. You got Brian Johnson.
Are
Brian
you gonna be
A.
on it?
Johnson.
Are you?
I think I am too.
Okay.
Aren't you?
So yes, I am.
Yes.
I am.
And then we got Shannon Clark. Yes.
Shannon Clark.
Shannon Clark.
Shannon
okay.
Clark.
Okay.
Yeah.
All these people.
Did you
are
say
too.
Deanna?
I said Deanna.
Okay,
When
you
we
said
say
Deanna.
Deanna.
Yes. Rainbows.
Rainbows.
She's gonna shoot
Caramel.
rainbows
Yes.
through
Yes.
your screen,
Yes.
everybody.
That's it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm excited.
Yes.
24 hours a day, 7 days.
24. That's it.
You know
July
what?
16th
I bet
to the
you
23rd.
we were.
Hello and welcome to another production of the ATS JR Company's Plant Better University. I would like to welcome you guys for coming out, and I thank you guys for joining us today. And I want to talk to you guys or teach you guys or tell you guys the formula to success. I understand that success has a definite definition, but let me break that down to you real quick. Success is what you have dreamed about, the level of reaching that satisfies you. Let me give you two examples real quick about success to understand that success is the level that you feel you have reached to accomplish what you feel is the dream for you. Let me tell you about it. The reason I say that is because of this. There is a felon. There is a felon somewhere who have tried to fill out applications, and he keeps getting rejected. Now, because of this rejection, his only level of success is actually getting a job. It's not starting a business. It's just getting a job. And all he wants to do is get a job. Because in the system in which he was raised in, and the system in which he was trained in, teaches him that because of a criminal background, it halts and hinders him from getting his level of success. And all he wants is a job. And that's his level of success, is to get a job. Whether that job is paying $10 an hour, whether that job is paying $1,000 an hour, his level of success is to just simply get a job. Flip side that, there's also an entrepreneur out there somewhere who actually has a dream, who actually has goals, and he's striving, and he's doing the work, and he's putting in the work that it takes to fulfill his dreams and run his own company and have his own successful business. And his level of success may be he wants to earn $1 billion a year in revenue for his business. That's his level of success. Now, in both situations and both circumstances, you cannot put your own opinion on another person's level of success. because a person's level of success is their level of success. But watch this. There is a formula for anybody, for everybody, whether you are trying to just get a job or whether you are actually trying to run a multi-million-dollar enterprise. There is a formula to reach and to obtain the level of success in which you feel is worthy of you. And let me teach you that formula today. I call that formula the 3 P's, which is actually called this: planning, preparation, pays. I'm going to say that again. Planning, preparation, pays. Let's break that down. With planning, you have to plan. You have to literally take the thoughts in your mind, put it on paper, and allow the universe to magnify and maximize and manifest the plan in which you have released from the thoughts that was inside your head. Until you release the thoughts from within your head, your thoughts can never be manifested because you've never written down your plan. Again, you want a job, you want to be an entrepreneur. That doesn't matter. That is solely based upon you. What I am here to do is teach you the formula how to obtain success in whichever manner you feel is successful to you. You got to plan it out. You got to write that plan down. You got to take your pen, a paper, get your tablet, go to your notes on your iPhone, go to your WordPad on your HP computer, whatever. You have to get those thoughts outside of your mind. Bring those thoughts out into the universe so the universe can magnetize and magnify your plan so you can receive the manifestation of your dreams. Listen, in a nutshell, you have to write it down. And the greatest book in the world, which is the Bible, the greatest book in the world, in which I love and I read it often. As a matter of fact, I read it every day. It says that write the vision, make it plain. Watch this. So he that reads it can run with it. How can the universe read anything if you don't write it down? So the universe don't know what you really want because you just have ideas in your head. Your ideas haven't actually came out of you to hit a paper or to hit a device to become a dream so the universe can manifest it and give you the manifestation of the dream in which you have. Then, after you plan it, you have to prepare. After you write it down, you got to get yourself ready for it. You got to get yourself into position to receive. Listen, quick story. I have a 2-year-old daughter, and for like the last week and a half, I've been teaching my 2-year-old daughter how to catch a ball. And I teach her in 3 steps. You cuff your hand, you grab the ball, you bring it in. Those 3 steps I've been teaching her how to catch a ball. Cuff your hand, grab the ball, and bring it in. Now, I gave her the plan, but if I would have never prepared her to be able to receive the ball would have actually just hit her, and fell off her body. So I want you to understand that you actually, after you plan it, or after you have written your plan, you actually have to go out and prepare. What does that mean? That means in whatever area you're trying to maximize, whatever area you are dreaming to be successful in, whatever area you feel like you can be an achiever in, you have to prepare in that area to receive the manifestation of the dreams in which you have. How do you prepare? You may have to read some books outside of school. You may have to do some training outside of business. You may have to get some knowledge outside of your church. And you take all of this information, all of this knowledge, and all of this wealth that the world affords you each and every day. You maximize it and you utilize it so you can prepare to receive your dreams. You cannot receive anything if you're not prepared for it. My daughter cannot catch the ball if I don't teach her how to be prepared to catch what I'm about to throw. So you have dreams, and the universe has been throwing your dreams at you all your life. The universe has been throwing the dreams your way. You've been having dreams, and they've been throwing them successes. It's been thrown your way. But here's the issue. You haven't prepared yourself to receive the manifestation. So the plans you had becomes null and void because you didn't fulfill all 3 P's. Listen, there's 2 P's you got to fulfill before you get to the 3rd P. You have to plan. You have to prepare. After your planning, after your preparation, then comes the pay. I like to hear old folks say this, and they say this a lot, especially in churches, and I'm a church boy, but especially in churches, they say this: the only time success becomes before work is in the dictionary. So the only time your pay will become before your planning and your preparation is in a dictionary. You can't get the pay if you don't plan. You can't get the pay if you don't prepare. So in order to get the pay, you have to plan it out. You have to prepare to receive it, and then the pay will come. I understand that's just a real simple formula to receive the success that you feel is worthy of you. But here's the deal. We have took a simple formula and we have made it so hard to fulfill. But if you take this simple formula, I guarantee you that you will definitely live the life that's worthy of you. I guarantee you all the dreams that you have will be manifested into fruition, and it will blow your mind. But you have to receive this formula, which is simply planning, preparation, pays. This has been a Platte Better University production. I am the Reverend Brian A. Johnson. God bless you, and good night.
Hi, my name is Tempest S. Smith. I am one of the CEOs of this amazing ATS JR companies. We are the top personal development training company in the world. We make profitable clients more profitable. If you or your business needs help, if you and your life needs help, this is the only place you need to be. ATS JR companies, check us out online, theatsjr.com or atsbu.org.
Because we are unstoppable. Listen, man, your life will always never be the same once you become part of the ATS JR companies. Listen, ATS Week, it's going to bless your life. It's going to transform. It's going to change your life. But here's what you got to do. You got to drop that old mindset. Let go of that old poverty stinker. Let go of that old person. Let go of that loser. Release him. Let go of the procrastinator. Kill all that. Become the new you by transforming into who you are trying to become. Join us, ATS Week, atsjr.com. We are excited. We are ready to have you guys. If you guys don't know by now, I am the double certified People's Pastor, Reverend Brian A. Johnson, and I am the spiritual transformational coach right here at the ATS JR companies. We will change your life, and we will change your bank account.
Let us add value to your life. Let us give you everything that you need to go to the next level in your life. ATS JR companies and the ATS Business University, that's what we're all about. We're all about growth. We're all about adding value to you, and we're all about helping you grow. Trust me, you don't want to miss ATS Week. This is the place to be. This is the place to grow. This is the place to learn.
My business partner, Antonio T. Smith Jr., is the best at everything that he does. You need help, you need to holler at my boy. Your business is broke, you need to holler at my boy. Your mindset is in poverty, you need to holler at my boy. Why? Not because he's arrogant, not because he's whatever y'all talk about, because he backs up what he teaches. He lives this lifestyle. He's not out here just talking to collect coins. He's living and walking it every single day. So you need help, your business needs help, your life needs help, come holler at my boy.
Man, many people say what they're trying to do. Many people say what they want to do. Many people say what they have a desire to do. But few people actually go do it. If you want to learn how to do it, listen to Antonio T. Smith Jr. Follow ATS Week. Follow the ATS Business University. Go join the Plant Better group. Get on a Plant Better cause, because your life will never be the same planting the old bad sucky seeds that you've been planting since you were born. So you have to plant better in order to get better. And if you want to be better, you have to begin right here at the ATS Business University. In the words of Tempest, you want to be better? Go holler at my boy.
Get rid of the old model of living that you used to have and follow the new model of living. Let me explain to you why. Because your old model was based on what people told you to do. The new model is based on what your desire is. Stop letting your dreams collect dust. Stop letting your life be lifeless. Come see the ATS Business University. Come join us at the ATS JR companies. Come join us at the Plant Better University and create a better model for your life so you can start living instead of living a life of mediocrity. Come join us.
She said it best. Holla at my boy.
There is no company better than this company. Not because I'm one of the CEOs, not because I've been here since day one, but because we put in work every single day. Antonio is in this office 17, 18, 19, 20 hours a day. Not for him, but because he wants to help you change your life.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it. He deserves it. Listen, man, listen. I want to tell y'all something real quick, a real quick story. And that was this kid that grew up. This kid grew up in a poverty area. He grew up in the hood. And he was raised up in the hood. And he had hood mentality. And all his life, they used to tell a kid, you wouldn't amount to nothing. You wouldn't be nobody. You'll never accomplish anything you want to be. You'll never get to the level of success in which you are dreaming about. So get rid of your dreams and just continue to live in that hood life. Continue to live that poverty lifestyle. Well, baby, guess what? I'm a millionaire now. You know why? ATS Business University. Listen, join us today. Walk out of your poverty, walk into your prosperity, and you can make all the haters pissed off.
That's it.
Because you are filthy freaking rich.
Woo! Woo!
ATS, baby.
Yes.
Get you one.